like in life? Are you broke or broken? Do you engage in every fight that comes your way? Are you angry, depressed? Do you feel like a failure? Hi, my name is Suzanne and I want to welcome you to our YouTube channel, Heart, Soul, and Empowerment. Our conversations will invigorate you towards a journey that will empower you so you can find your purpose to be great, reach your goals, and be extraordinary and unforgettable. We're going to go to my top 15 things that will delve across so many weeks coming up, and we're going to discuss each one at a time. But here are my top 15 things that you need to practice every day. And remember every day to reach your goals to be extraordinary and unforgettable. First, know your worth. Knowing who you are and understanding that everyone's opinion of you does not matter. I want you to be in charge and to live your truth. Second one, passion, purpose. This is about finding your genius, investing in your gift. How many of you wake up every day and you drive to something that you hate to do? You know, Steve Jobs talks about finding that passion of loving what you do. You know, waking up to do that which you love. And when you realize times are challenging, it's tough doing what you love, and you run into problems, the fact that you're doing what you love will give you the persistence, the oomph to keep hanging in and going on. Third one is self-discipline. I know we all struggle in this. I do too. But what kind of excuses do you make as to why you're not where you want to be? Is it your habits, your relationships? Are you just lazy? Friendships? Are those things that are causing you to not be the best version of yourself? You know, you cannot say that you want to be the greatest dancer in the world and yet you lack the discipline to practice dancing every day to increase your performance. You have to feed your brain with that which fuels you, meaning you have to have the self-discipline. You cannot expect to be, Beyonce, Diamond. They're great dancers. If you lack the self-discipline to live, breathe, and eat dancing and practicing every day. You know, one of the famous people that I remember reading about a while back, he talks about starting with small wins. You know, that's how I look at myself. You start with a small win, and then those wins become successes. When you start with the smallest of tasks, for example, if you want to, run a marathon, you start by walking maybe 10 minutes every day, or you want to be a better water drinker, drink water, and then you start by drinking water during the meals. Or if you want to declutter, you start with the smallest thing, like maybe declutter just the desk where you work, or, something very small. It's hard to run a marathon if you have not even tried, walk in those first 5 minutes. Number 4, take action now. Most of us, I included it some time back, we have the intention of starting, something that we have thought of, ideas, businesses, projects, but we never get to start them because we have the best intention, but then we give ourselves reason not to start, or we talk ourselves out of it. One of my favorite people that I love to watch and listen is Evan Carmichael. He talks about the 2% mentality. When you get an idea, he talks about go do it. Write it down. Write those ideas down. Go ahead and go do it. Because at that moment, we are bold and confident and you're likely to do it. But when you wait, next day, next month, you start to worry about planning. You need this, you need that. He says when you just do it, the other 98% will come along. It'll come in places. You start learning how to do that 98% because you've already started. Number 5, hard work and outworking others. When you have these great ideas, you want to start a business, you want to do something great, you have to execute that idea, that business, that project. You have to learn the value of working hard. Michelle Obama says success just does not happen. You have to pour yourself. You have to choose what it is that you invest in yourself in. And no matter what it is, even if you're serving at a restaurant, whether you're a janitor, whether you're a teacher, you have to outwork everyone. You have to show up and lay it all on the table. And while you do this, remember to not compromise yourself. Remember, your time and energy is very valuable, and don't apologize for who you are and what you want to be. Know your worth. Number 6, one of my most favorite, one which, I work at it. I work at communication, and one of my favorite speakers says that communication is a connection that increases your influence in every situation. When you master the art of being a great orator, you will succeed when you communicate with your family, your spouse, your co-workers, people you work with, and people you encounter every day. You always have to remember to watch the words that come out of your mouth. When you have negative words, negative things towards yourself, towards others, only negative actions could come out of it. I am a firm believer in what Robin Sharma says. The words that you use will make or change your energy in your environment. Number 7, taking ownership of your life. We have to own up to our mistakes. You can show me one person who has not made a mistake. You have to have the willingness to own up to the mistakes so you can improve yourself. I love speaker Tony Robbins. If you've read anything about his story, he came from a very difficult background. He decided to run away, never finished his education to become a janitor. He decided after he decided he was not going to become a janitor, he was going to be doing more with his life. He read, in about 7 years, read about 700 books. He put himself together with mentors of what he wanted to become, a great speaker. And as you know now, he is one of the greatest speakers from, known all over the world. You have to have the willingness to grow and improve and take ownership of your life with no excuses. Attitude. Stop it. I repeat, I will say it again. Attitude. Are you that person that complains all the times? Blames others all the times? Negative all the time? How you handle your attitude will break or change your destiny. How many times has someone wronged you, said something about you, and you let that simmer? It ruined your day, your work, your relationship. You're not productive. I get mad too, but I also work hard. I work hard to make sure that I do not allow this energy, this negative energy, to stay. I try to adopt one of, I think it was Oprah that puts these principles to work. She says that when I have something negative happen to me, or I have something that can affect my attitude, she says she takes about 10 seconds. And then she opens up her mind to what she can do to get away from that 10 seconds of being angry, and how she can turn it into a positive. My husband always tells me this all the time when I worry about something. Is that problem going to be solved right that very second? Why should I allow it to change my attitude at that time? You have to have the heart that can change your attitude. And Miles Monroe says that you have to change your attitude to change your altitude. You want to be flying high. So you want to change your attitude, guys. Number 9, perfection does not exist. And if you find it, let me know, because I know it doesn't. Even Jesus spoke of perfection. No one is perfect. In life, you have to start from somewhere. And I have mentioned this before when I quoted Winston Churchill, who said, that when you fail and fail and fail again and again, but be sure you fail with enthusiasm. You will hear a lot of great speakers talk about how they made many mistakes. They were not perfect. They wanted to be, but because of those mistakes that they made, it made them better at what they do. They got feedback that helped them improve, help them become better, not perfect, but better. I love what Jeff Bezos do, of Amazon. He says that we should learn from trials and errors and also learn from our elders. Which brings me to point number 10, mentors. How many of you have mentors? If you want to start a business, if you're working at a job and you're looking to move up the ladder or do something different, how many of you have mentors? You have to have people that you admire, people that are important, people that you look and maybe you want to be where they are or even more. So for you to choose a good mentor, you have to choose very wisely. You want to be around the circles in which your mentors exist. Remember, when you choose a mentor, you have to choose someone who has integrity, someone who has purpose, someone who serves, they're very purpose driven, and also someone whose success is not only about just making that money. When you find someone that is, has integrity, your mentor has to gain, they gain the success because I bet you if you asked how they started, they probably started with something that was in their heart and they wanted to work towards that something. People that started great businesses, built big buildings, they started something because they knew where they wanted to go and where they wanted to be. I want you to surround yourself with this kind of people of greatness because these are the like-minded people that you want to be around. You always want to be around people that will elevate you, challenge you, and make you want to go ahead of the race before them. And they're going to be proud of you for that. Number 11, patience, perseverance, persistent performing. How many of you know how Tyler Perry started? I do. I used to watch Medea and I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? But I ended up loving so many of them. Tyler Perry started as Medea. He started about 20 years ago, and he had this play. He wrote it. He saved $12,000 of his money. I believe it was $12,000. And he borrowed money from other people, and he invested every penny and got this huge theater that sat thousands. And in his mind, he figured, hey, everything I wrote is good. I prepared enough. I got everything going. I bet you by the first show, I'm going to have my money paid back. I'm going to pay everybody back. Well, guess what? His first show, only 12 people came. And the 12 people that came, they're mostly his friends and family. And you know what? That is enough to knock anybody down. It's enough to knock anybody down. But what he did not do, he did not stop. The second show, guess what? Yeah, he only had about 30 people come. He did this for 10 years. 10 years, he got the first filled theater. Thousands of people in the theater came and filled the theater. And he went on to do many more great things. One of the things Tyler Perry said is that even though it took him 10 years, one thing he had is persevering. He persisted, guys. He had patience. He continued to perform. He did not stop. What he's saying is that you cannot quit. How many times have you started something and you gave up after 1, 2, 3 years? I know you all know that Thomas Edison made the light bulb after the 1,001 times. What if he had stopped at 1,000? Well, guess what? We'd be in darkness now. But you get the drift. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be persistent. You have to be able to keep going and not give up. If it's your passion, it's something you love, you're going to keep going. Number 12, I have spoken about this before. If you've watched any of my Facebook, you'll see that I've talked about closed doors. I'm passionate about that because I have had closed doors before in my life, and the one thing I realized is how I handled it: the loss of a job, the loss of a relationship, a business. How did I move on? There's some of you that cannot move on because this is like the end of the world to them. They don't realize, while this is a closed door, it is not the end of the story. You know, with COVID going on right now, a lot of you lost your job. A lot of businesses are not doing well. And, I have people close to me who are going through the same thing as well. Miles Monroe says that an opportunity was taken away from you. But guess what? This was not yours to have. If you had a job, somebody else took it from you, you shouldn't be angry at them. What he's trying to say is that you have to open yourself up and motivate yourself to other purposes, other opportunities. Make yourself the kind of streamlined person that has other things going. Because this, at the end of the day, when those, invest in other, your other talents, your other gifts. Because when some of these doors shut, that you have other doors that are open to you to walk into. In other words, invest in yourself. You may be doing your talent, but keep doing it. You may not be making money off of it. Keep doing it, because that is investing in what you're investing in your gift. And you will be ready when those doors close. My favorite, 13, distractions. How many of you feel like, you need to engage in every conflict that comes your way? How many times when somebody calls your name out, you're like, who talked about my name? Who said my name? You. Avoiding a fight takes discipline, takes courage. I'm sure some of you have heard that you cannot stop to bark at, a dog cannot stop to bark at every dog that barks at them. You guys are never going to reach your destination, or you'll be late reaching your destination. You do not have to engage in every battle, even when you're pulled in. Just know that you have a destiny to complete. And when you're pulled into that battle, keep your eye on the prize, because you will know what to do to move on and what not to say and when to say it. What's your environment? Your environment, your family, your friends, the company you keep will try to distract you. I know we can't get rid of our families or get rid of some things around us, but limit it. Try to eliminate that negative energy, the friends, the toxicity. That negative will cause you to become with them. When you leave around something so long, pretty soon you become, used to it. You become a part of it because it becomes normal to you. Let not it be normal. Let not distractions distract you. Remember that no one talks about you if you're not doing anything. It's because you're doing something that they talk about you. Instead, let those people who talk about you propel you to your destiny. Higher and higher. Miles Monroe says, don't fly with the pigeons and the ducks. They fly low. You want to fly high with the eagles. So when these people talk and say things, fly with the eagles, my friends. Fly with the eagles. 14 is self-care. I took a long time learning about self-care. Why? Because my nature is one where I care about people and I want to do things for people and I want to help people and I forget, about myself sometimes. But I can tell you, you cannot be of service. You cannot give back to your family, your friends, your school, your work, whatever it is, when you're running on empty. You have to fill your cup. Let it run over. Because when you let it run over, you will have something to give to somebody else, to put in your business, to put in your children, to put in your work, your school, all that. And how do you take care of yourself? How are you in charge of your happiness? How do you sleep? How much do you sleep? Do you do some yoga? Do you run? Do you work out? What it is that you do to kind of say, this is my me time? How do you reward yourself? How do you make sure you're ready to face, any challenge? I try to practice this every day. I try to say my daily mantras. I try to remind myself, a lot of times when I drive to work, I usually will sit in my car for a few seconds. And I almost kind of take this inhale, exhale moment to try and face my day. Sometimes I listen to a lot of, encouraging, uplifting music, whatever it is, something that pumps me up to go in there knowing that I kind of feel my cup full to take in that moment of whatever stress it is. And when I have a rough day, guess what? Sometimes I will go through 10, 20 memes, funny memes, things that are funny, and I will make myself laugh because I know I have to do whatever it takes to uplift my spirit at that time. I guarantee you watch a few memes, you're going to laugh. I don't care who you are or what you're mad about, you're going to laugh. Just remember, when you're full, when you fill your cup, fill yourself, build yourself, and running over, you will have more to uplift those around you. Just watch your environment. Make sure your environment is not distracting you from filling yourself up. Rearrange your life. I know people say I don't have time. Yes, you do. Trust me. You can find 5 minutes. I used to hide in the bathroom when my kids were small just to have a moment of peace, and it helped a lot. And then 15, who are you? Most important, who are you? What's your mission? What's your vision? How many of you have vision boards? How can you be of service to others? How can you put yourself in life to give back? They say giving back is one of the most things that just fills your soul. And I feel that these questions we have to ask ourselves every day, each moment, so we can be the best versions of ourselves, to succeed in life, to be productive people. I know these are a lot of things I put out, and I look forward as we keep going. These are things we're going to discuss one by one, see how we can all build myself, me included, and get ourselves better. But I felt in these times when there's so much turmoil, so much negativity, so many people down, we need this. We need to have conversations. We need to talk and know how we can be. I believe that even when I affect one person to be the best they can be for themselves, I bet you they're going to touch another person and another person. It's just going to keep dripping down. Remember to know who you are, what you're worth, because then you won't just fall for anything. I love you. And just remember, it's all about the heart, soul. Look below the page and hit the subscribe button now. Like our page so we can have so many people coming along this journey with us, so we can all empower each other. Remember to hit the subscribe button.